Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I haven't vlogged in so long, but it's 2021. We're hoping for a better year. It's been a rough start already, but we're gonna think positive. So of course there was a lot that happened last year in 2020. A lot happened in my personal life, in my business life, so many crazy things. But one of the big things that happened last year for me is we checked off a goal that we've been wanting to achieve for a few years, and that was investing into our first Airbnb property. So we're in the house. We've been having it for a few months. It's been going wonderful. It's nice to have an Airbnb. However, we did have just a little obstacle that we are still overcoming, and that is that we actually had a guest completely vandalize our property, which obviously is very sad. Pissed me off. Luckily we've been able to fix a lot of the things that she ruined. In this room we have our dining room, which was one of the rooms that she actually vandalized. So overall we've recouped everything except for she used this chair to smash these windows. So we've already repaired the windows. All the other 3 chairs are good to go. This chair just has to get replaced. And then she threw this picture on the floor, so we just have to hang it back up. Here is the kitchen. This room, the kitchen was a mess the night after the vandalism. There were like chips all over the floor. I had just bought a new air fryer for the kitchen and she smashed it against the floor. I'm gonna try to pull up photos of what she did. So you guys can see just the before and afters, how crazy it was. But over here was, I would say, the worst of it all, of what happened. She took the leather coverings off of this chair, grabbed the metal base, smashed that window. So I'm gonna post a picture of that too. This whole window was just broken, and that part hurt me the most because it's one of my favorite parts of the house. Over here we used to have a cute little circle mirror up here. She smashed that. Our record player, she broke some of the records. Oh, well, what do you know? There's still a dent right here. This is my first time returning to the house in a few months, so I didn't get to see the vandalism in person because it just so happened that she did it the night right before I was going to New York. I was away for like 4 days, so Pata actually got right to it and started fixing everything in the house right away. So I just seen the pictures, and then we had the house cleaned and everything, so now it's obviously looking much better than what it was. So I'm just doing like a little walkthrough to see what other things still need to be replaced. Here in this room, I saw that there was some damage here. So these lights, looks like this one is like knocked out of place. And the bulb is broken. Meanwhile, the other side looks like she just completely ripped it out of the wall. All of our TVs are broken. This window was also smashed, and that window behind the bed was also smashed, but as you can see, it's already been replaced. I'm surprised she didn't break this mirror. I'm happy that she didn't, but I'm very surprised because she had like a thing for breaking glass. Anything else glass in the house, she smashed. In here, I used to have marble toothbrush holders and such. Those were broken, and then she had also like squirted toothpaste all over the room. I don't know what that was about. Coming down the hallway to the guest bathroom, I think she kind of like messed this bathroom up, broke a few other things in here, nothing major. Bata said that this room, for some reason, she didn't touch. Everything in here was still like beds made, no glasses or windows shattered in this room. The TV, this might be the only TV that still works. Everything else was fine. This room, she went to town as well. These drawers, she started to pull out and take apart, which that part just annoyed me so much because Bata and I spent so much time putting all of this furniture together, and it's something that I hate doing. Like I hate buying stuff from IKEA or whatever and just having to build it all together. So she was taking it apart. Like, get a job at IKEA then. But anyways, she was pulling the drawers out to use it to smash more glass. So I'll show you what else. This closet door used to be a sliding mirror door, and she used the drawers to smash the mirrors on this door. And then over here, this used to be another little like glass light fixture, smashed this as well. Okay, so before I get into the story of what happened, I don't want to deter anyone from investing into being an Airbnb host, because I think my experience, what has happened to us, is something very rare. So let me start off by saying what have been the positive things about investing into an Airbnb house. Number one, probably the best part, building passive income. Once you buy the house, invest into furnishing, decorating, all you have to do then is of course get the bookings, and once the bookings come in, after you've paid your mortgage, anything that is after is passive income. And typically we don't ever really have to worry about the house or the guests or anything. Everyone just comes in, checks themselves in. Very rarely do they, bug us with like any questions or concerns, or do we ever have to run out for anything. It's just passive income. Number two, it's a nice way to start working on building generational wealth, because once this house is fully paid off, we'll obviously keep it, and the more houses that we invest into to doing Airbnb, the more real estate we will own, the more we will have to pass down to our children. And number three, it's fun. I mean, Bata and I had such a good time searching for houses. We looked at 11 houses. This was the 11th. Ooh, lucky number 11. We looked at 11 houses until we found this one, and we were like, okay, this is it. Immediately from there, as soon as we did the closing, we started buying furniture, and we had a great time decorating the place. We ordered almost everything off of Wayfair and Amazon. So if you saw anything around the house, any of the furniture that you liked, it was mostly from all of it, from Wayfair and Amazon, and then a couple things we picked up at Target. Pinterest definitely came in clutch for a lot of it to just get ideas. We wanted to go for a mid-century modern look because of the style of house that it is. We felt like that would be the best theme to go for. So now that I've discussed some of the high points of Airbnb, let's get into the bullshit. On December 14th, approximately 1:15 a.m., we're sleeping, I hear Bata's phone blowing up. Someone's calling him back to back, and Bata's a very deep sleeper, so of course he didn't even hear it, and I'm wide awake, and I was just like, wake up, Bata, answer the phone, someone's blowing you up, it must be an emergency. So he answers the phone, and it's Orlando Police Department, and they're calling us to notify us that our property, there has been a burglary reported at our property. Bata's hearing all this, and he told me later on that he felt like this phone call was happening in a dream, because like I said, he's a deep sleeper. So as he's hearing everything, he was just like, okay, well, good to know. Thank you for letting me know. And he just wasn't awake at all, because if knowing Bata, if he were to have been awake, or anyone receiving these news, like the reaction would have been totally different. So I was like, Bata, wake up, snap out of it. There's an emergency, you need to go to the house right now, go over there, see what's going on. And my first thought was, oh my God, there has been a burglary reported and we have guests staying there. I felt, oh my God, so worried and so scared about our guests. I thought, how awful would it be to like go somewhere on vacation, stay at an Airbnb in a quiet neighborhood, and then a burglary happened. Like I was like, were they held at gunpoint? Were they robbed? They must be so scared. I hope there's no children in the house. I was pacing back and forth, like ready to cry. I was losing it. So Bata drives over there, and then he calls me as soon as he gets there and like gets some information. And can you believe it was not a burglary? The guests did it themselves. Now you're probably having the same questions that were running through my mind at that very moment. Like, why? Who? And again, why? So we don't know these people. They're guests. They came down from New York. Never met these people, so it's nothing personal at all. And reason why we knew that it was them, first of all, even the police said this was not a burglary because 1, there was nothing missing from the house. 2, when a house gets broken into or robbed, they'll break either the door or one window and just get in, get what they want, and get out. Now, in this instance, there were 6 windows smashed all around the house. Why? Not for a burglary, makes no sense. And 3, we have cameras right at our doorstep, so we can see who enters and exits the house. We of course don't have cameras inside the house. That's illegal and creepy. And we also have a noise meter inside the house, which we can't hear, the sounds or whatever inside the house, but it's just like waves to just detect how loud are the noise levels inside the house. And we have it just for safety purposes and to make sure that, if there's a party going on, we can tell by the noise waves, and we just don't want to disturb our neighbors. Anywho, with that being said, we have it on video of her entering the house by herself around like 7 p.m. And during that time, the sound waves just started skyrocketing by herself. She was by herself, something very loud, like maybe smashing glass, was happening while she was in here by herself. And then there's video there, and then there's footage of her leaving the house. She had some friends stop by to, I guess, pick up her purse. And her friend's reaction when they stepped into the house was, what the as soon as they opened the door. Like, they opened the door and they saw something crazy inside, and you can hear them just whispering like, just get your purse and get out of here. So they left. Hours passed, and then her boyfriend returns back to the property at 1 a.m. She meets him outside and lets the boyfriend walk in first, and she like lingers behind. So he walks in first, opens the door, and again, his same immediate reaction like the friend was exactly the same. He opened the door and said, what? And with the timing, you see that he storms in the house, and then like 30 seconds, and after he says what, she's behind us like, what happened? So he storms in the house, and then like 30 seconds later, he storms out the house and he calls the cops himself. Now the reservation was under his name. So he calls the cops himself and he says, I don't know what happened. I just got back to the house, and I don't know if it's like a burglary or something, but like everything is vandalized. So it looks, he, in his mind, of course, first thought would be that it's a burglary. So then cops show up, and then 15 minutes later was when we got the phone call. Now, the plot twist to the story is that when the cops arrived, looked around, and realized that this was not a burglary, this had to have been one of them that did it, she put the blame on him and got him locked up. She threw her boyfriend in jail. And then the icing on the cake was she told the cops, can I speak with the owner of the house because I don't have anywhere to stay tonight anymore. Honestly, the reason why I'm sharing this stuff, I know karma will get her in her own way, whether we're pressing charges, which we will, and all that stuff, but either way, karma will get her. But I'm sharing this story with you guys because, one, Airbnb has not had the best customer service in handling this situation. It's been about a month exactly since it has happened, and of course we had to cancel all of our upcoming reservations after that night, which we had several. We had to cancel all of our reservations. We can't have new guests coming into a house that's been completely vandalized. They haven't covered the damages yet. We've fixed everything out of our pocket after we just invested so much money into this house already. And yeah, they've just been giving us the runaround, and it's very disappointing because it's obviously it's a big company. You make such a big investment into investing into this company. You buy a house to feature it on their website and run it like a hotel. So yeah, Airbnb, you kind of suck right now. We're pretty upset. All right, sorry for the cutoff. We actually had the inspector from the city of Orlando come by, which went well. She gave us a lot of insight on, just all the rules and regulations and ways to protect ourselves as well, which maybe I'll go over all of that information in another video. So if you guys would like for me to share information on rules and regulations for Airbnb or short-term rentals or home sharing in Orlando or wherever, go ahead and leave it in the comments and I will do a video on it. I think that's all for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you again another day. Thank you. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Bye.